I share now?
Yes. So, good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
On behalf of PML SD Business School, Director Management, Faculty and Staff, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Professor Kanchan K. Jain, Professor, Department of Statistics, Punjab University, Chandigarh. What I will say, she is I think so, it's expert in statistics. I don't think so. There is no one you can find better than Dr. Kanchan Madam in and around Chandigarh, that I will say. Maybe in North also, because she is MPhil statistics, PhD statistics, and Madam can introduce herself, some additional things also I will request, and then she can start the session. This is a general session on statistics. So Madam is going to tell me the importance of statistics in a business organization. So welcome, Madam. And now, first you introduce yourself, maybe some additional things which I have not told, and then continue.
Thank you.
And Madam, you can admit other students also if they come, right?
Yes, I have admitted one actually.
Okay, Madam. Yes.
Thank you, Professor Chabda. Good afternoon, all of you. And I hope I will meet your expectations.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You see, I don't know actually about your backgrounds. From which backgrounds are you people? Because the statistics, though people think it's a difficult subject, but it is not. Not because I have been studying or teaching statistics, but if you will not have that mindset that statistics is difficult, it will not be difficult for you. So don't think, no, statistics is something which you cannot do or will be difficult for you. Don't think that. Just leave that mindset behind and try to be with me whenever I teach you. If you have any queries, any problems, you can stop me at any moment. I'm there to guide you, and we will try to be as practical as possible, not too much of theory, but whatever are statistical concepts theoretically, that I have to introduce to you. So how many of you actually, as Professor Chabda said, I am from Punjab University. I'm a very, I should say, old faculty member of Punjab University. I have been teaching for last 40 years. And my students have now married children. Those whom I taught, I think nearly 35 years back, their children are getting married now. So it has been a long journey. So many batches have gone out. And by God's grace, I have received a lot of respect from my student. I don't tolerate indiscipline. And I hope all of you will be very disciplined and be with me when I teach you. I'm very liberal also with students. I'm friendly also. But if somebody goes out of way, then I'm strict. Otherwise, I'm not strict. So you have to cooperate with me. Okay? And I assure you that you will get very good marks. I should not say marks or results in statistics, and you will learn statistics, hopefully in a very practical manner or useful way. Because it's a very, it's a subject which is practically used in almost all aspects of life these days. Whenever any research is done, you cannot do it without statistics. Market is flooded with people who are using softwares to give you statistical results. but generally they are also not able to conclude valid decisions because they are not experts. So once you know statistics, even if you hire somebody for services, at least you will be able to understand what is happening and what is to be done. So with this, actually, I'll like to show you a PPT. Today's PPT is theoretical. I'm not taking up any data set or anything. It's just theoretical PPT, just to tell you what are the uses or importance of statistics. So you just have a look at that PPT and try to understand where you can use it. But when we go topic wise, then it will become better for you where to use statistics or a particular statistical concept in your real life or in your area of working. Because after doing MBA, all of you will be going out to work. So you should know where to put which statistical concept to application in that particular area. So let me share that PPT. Actually, what is statistics? People, I think most of the people who don't know about statistics, they spell it wrongly or call it statistic. Just static. It's not static, it's statistics. The subject is called statistics. In our life, today's life, it plays a very important role. And it has applications in all walks of life, as I told you, in medicine, in finance, in accounting, in economics, wherever you name it, in politics, in sports, in crimes, in law, wherever there are crimes in law, there is statistics. You hear every day sports statistics. Whenever there are cricket matches, you hear of statistics. This player had so many runs and all that. So that is statistics. And this is more important. This is study of numerical data, facts, figures, and measurements. And it helps to use proper methods actually for collection. When we say collection, either you collect the data or you already have collected data. So there are two sources, primary and secondary. So primary means you are collecting the data. Secondary means you are getting it from some other source, from some government agency, from the newspaper, from research journals. And then preservation, actually this presentation of data, analysis, and valid interpretations. So the steps are collection, presentation, you can say. We'll be discussing it in our next lecture. How do we present the data? This is in form of tables or graphs. Then we do the analysis and then we have to interpret it. And that interpretation has to be valid. You can't just interpret it in your own way. It has to be a valid interpretation. And it is used for conversion of raw numerical data into useful information. You have some 1,000 figures, 1,000 numbers. You want to convert that into something which gives you some useful information. And it is science of learning from data. What are you getting out of a set of observations or set of numbers? Now, whenever you look at newspapers, there is always something or the other about statistics. Examples are government figures, retail price index. Then crime count, results of political opinion polls. Exit polls are there whenever there are polls, or even opinion polls are there. Government figures such, this is being repeated. A medical study which tells you that a particular food stuff is associated with an increased risk of a disease. ये भी किसी statistical study पे based है result. Some statistical study has been carried out to give this conclusion. Then whether a particular treatment is better for a disease. Market surveys which indicate popular TV programs. Some TV programs are very popular, others are not. वो TRP they say कि they are counting the TRP of a program. Then market study for consumer behavior. How is a consumer behaving? Now in the examples that we have quoted, some quantity is measured. Measurement is there on items or individuals. So they are quantitative. So most often this is quantitative numerical data, but qualitative non-numerical data are also important. And examples of quantitative data are scores in an exam. You can measure it. Ages. You can give numbers that this person is 25, 30, 40 like that. Salaries. You have numbers for salaries. Then prices of different commodities. This also can be listed as a set of numbers. And what are qualitative data which cannot be measured? Job satisfaction. We can't give a number to it. A person may be very satisfied, extremely satisfied, not satisfied. So I can't say that not satisfied means 0. I can code it, but I cannot assign a number to that. So you can code qualitative data. Gender, you will code it. You will not assign numerical number. You cannot say that gender male is 1 and female is 0. Those will be codes. Performance of workers. Again, extremely good, very good, bad. So you can say performance of workers can also be coded or put on a rating scale. Customer attitude. What is the attitude of a customer towards a particular brand or a thing? So that is also not numerical in nature. So whatever is numerical, that is quantitative. Whatever is non-numerical, that is qualitative. And statistics handles qualitative also. Though it generally takes care of quantitative data, but we can handle qualitative also. Now, role of statistics in business management is pivotal. And it rates organizations, financial markets, and financial organizations. Now, there are several ways in which statistics plays a role. First is management of performance. A manager can analyze the performance or the productivity of employees, like the units produced or the task completed. Then use the data along with some statistical techniques for improving the productivity of the workforce and multiply the production. So it will help in improvement of the performance of the management and also help in raising the production level. Then what are the alternative scenarios? After manager does the above things, his duty doesn't end there. What he has to do, he has to now participate with the other managers from different departments for decision making. And this decision can be on the choice of particular software and what are the systems for customer automatic ordering systems. There may be many things actually. They may discuss other things also, not only automatic ordering systems or softwares. This can be the customer's choice for a particular brand or a particular model. So there may be many situations in which a decision has to be made. Actually, all these points will be better explained when we go to those statistical techniques. Then data collection, as I told you earlier, this data collection for using statistical tools, this has to be done in an ethical manner. Ethical manner means you don't have to cook the data. You can't manipulate your data set. You have to collect the data in an ethical manner, because otherwise results will be false and will not benefit anybody. And with the help of this data, you can draw comparisons. If actual sales were less or more than the projected sales, or the future capital requirement for the fulfillment of a huge order. What is the future requirement for meeting an order in future? Then R&D, research and development. Scope of statistics in business is also into market research and product development. A group is taken, we call it a sample group because we cannot observe the whole group. And response to a product is tested and data collected. Like in a shop, it can be noticed that for a week, the customers are being attracted to which model or which brand. So that response can be recorded. If any query comes, that also can be recorded. It can be over a week, it can be over 15 days or a month. So that data can be collected, and this will be essential for determination of launching new products. Because if a customers come and don't look at that model or are not interested in that particular model, then there is no use in continuing with that model, and that model has to be improved in looks. Sometimes what do companies do? They just put the old wine in new bottles. They just change the looks. Even for cars, they will change the backlights. Only the design of the lights is changed, and some minor changes in the look, and the product starts getting attention of the people. Now, what is business statistics? Actually, what is the difference between statistics and business statistics? You see, there is no difference. When we use statistics in business, we call it business statistics. Basically, it is only statistics. We use data sets from business in business statistics, whereas in statistics, we can use data sets from any field. So in this, we use these tools in marketing, production, finance, research and development, manpower management, or planning for decision making. And this is used by business for exploring the business operations of public as well as private enterprises. You see, it's not only that private enterprises use statistics, public companies also use statistics, and it can be used for making decisions regarding customer trends and variations, or trends in prices, and what are the variations. See, when you have prices of commodities and you want to see how are the prices varying over time or whatever it is, and what is the trend of the price change, you can use statistics. Then we can find the relationship between demand and supply, cost and revenue, imports and exports, inflation rate, and per capita income. You see, demand and supply are always related. Similarly, cost and revenue are related, and even inflation rate and per capita income, they are also related. So, statistics helps us in finding relationships between these variables. They are called variables. Demand, supply. Whatever changes with the time is a variable. Demand is not fixed. Supply is not fixed. If you have the demand near festivals, there is more demand of any particular item. And then supply, what is the relationship between that demand and supply? What is the cost of a particular item and the revenue it is generating? What is the relationship between that? And how per capita income is, affected by the inflation rate. Now this also helps us, as I told earlier also, this measures variations. Variations means some difference, how much something is varying. Variations in the performance of products, how different products are performing, and what are their variations in that performance. What are the variations in the performance of employees? All employees will not work on same level. So what is the difference in their performance? And what is the difference in the performance of various business units? There may be different business units, so you can measure the variation in their performance. You can take 20 business units and measure the variation. Then we can also identify the relationship between variables. Relationship we have already talked about, and how they are affecting each other. One thing is finding the relationship. The other is whether they are affecting each other. Like whether sales are depending on advertising, whether the popularity of a television program is depending upon the advertisement. TV programs don't sell, but there is a popularity factor for them. So for that popularity factor, that also depends on advertising. On TV also, when they have to start a new serial, almost 10 or 15 days before the launch of that serial, they start showing advertisements. Sometimes you feel tempted to see that serial whenever it gets started, while just looking at that advertisement. So this will be, this effect is studied through the concept of regression in statistics. And you see, there are many, actually here we have just taken advertising. There may be other factors also which affect the sales. What can be the other factors? Can anybody tell me? Just unmute yourself and tell me what can be the other factors on which sales can depend. Anybody?
Population, ma'am.
Population. How it will depend on population?
Yes.
Size, matlab, there is more population, then there will be more sales.
Yes, ma'am. For FMCG, definitely that will happen.
What other? Will it depend upon the location of the showroom?
Yes,
I think,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
accessibility of the showroom. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Will depend upon the location also. And another thing is, it will also depend upon the capacity of the parking lot. Do you think it will depend upon that, or people will keep on coming even if there is no parking?
It will depend.
It will be a small factor in that.
Not very small, you can say. Though there will be people who can ignore that. But you see, when I don't know, but if I go to market and I feel that this showroom has a lot of parking space and it's easy for me to park my car there and walk in, so I'll prefer that showroom, to go to that showroom. So that affects size of the even showroom, how big it is. People are attracted to big showrooms. Though sometimes big showrooms, they charge more, but sometimes you feel tempted to go into a big showroom. And they have more variety, they have more brands also. Then behavior of the person at counter, that also affects sales.
The display of the products also affect the sale.
Yes, display, manner of display, how it is displayed, that also affects.
the quality of the salesman to convince the customer.
Yes, that is also behavior of the salesperson. You can say, or knowledge, how knowledgeable the salesperson is. You are asking him about some model and he is just not able to respond. So you will feel कि इसको कुछ नहीं पता. आपको लगता है कि इसको कुछ नहीं पता मॉडल के बारे में. तो these days things are easier because you search online. अब मार्केट जाते हैं, मोस्टली पीपल सर्च ऑनलाइन अबाउट समथिंग. कार लेनी है, लोग पहले कंपेयर करेंगे. कुछ भी लेना है, टीवी है, फोन है, इवन फोन. फीचर्स ऑल्सो अफेक्ट. Features also affect the sales. What are the features? What is the capacity of a phone? Storage. Those phones with big storage are costlier. Not many people will buy that. So, जो common चल रहा है model, which is popular among people, so उसके features भी, मतलब which is not very costly, which is affordable by many people, तो उसकी सेल ज़्यादा होगी इस फोन की. So there is not only one thing which will affect the other. There are examples where we can make a thing dependent on the other just by taking one variable or two or three or four or many others. अब some people rent of a house है जैसे. A person has to give his house on rent, or you have to take a house on rent. So what are the factors on which this rent will depend?
It depends upon
The locality in which the apartment is, and the square footage of the apartment, amenities of the society. All these factors will affect that.
Floor भी affect करेगा.
Furnishing, floor, right.
Furnishing, floor, रूम्स कितने हैं, वो स्क्वायर फीट आपने बोल दिया, वैसे तो एरिया भी अफेक्ट करेगा, मतलब व्हाट इज द एरिया ऑफ दैट हाउस एंड लोकेलिटी।
मैम ऑल्सो द सराउंडिंग,
वही लोकेलिटी होगी बेटा, लोकेलिटी और सराउंडिंग्स। दैट्स व्हाई हाउसेस इन पॉश एरियाज आर कॉस्टलियर, वो लोकेलिटी या सराउंडिंग्स की वजह से ही है, ठीक है ना। Okay, then you can compare 2 or more products, business units or sales teams. Now when I want to compare 2 things, that means I am comparing in terms of their performance, and how will I measure that performance? That can be in some one way or the other. So this comparison can also be done. You can either compare only 2 things or you can compare more than 2 things. Then whatever generalizations have been formulated by managers, or there are theoretical concepts which a manager formulates, the statistics tries to validate them, whether those theoretical concepts are valid or not. By using statistical tools you can check that, कि ऐसा ना हो कि कोई ऐसा फॉर्मुलेशन हुई है पॉलिसी की which is not good, which is not valid, so that validity can also be checked. Then plan production by business houses according to the taste of consumers. कोई consumer survey होगा, market survey, and if people don't like anything, business house will plan production according to that. जो model बिक ही नहीं रहा, why to produce that model? That's why they give huge discounts on some models. So the thing which is not popular, item which is not going with the customer, is sold at heavy discount just to take it out of take off that shelf. Now the statistics can be broadly divided into 2 categories. As I told you, you call it business stats or stats, it is the same thing. We will be applying it to the business or management, it will become business statistics. Otherwise there is no difference. And this has 2 categories. One is descriptive statistics, the other is inferential. Now descriptive, as it's saying, descriptive, it describes things. Whatever data set you have, descriptive statistics describes that data set. And inferential statistic means you have to draw some conclusions on the basis of your results. You infer. Infer means you conclude. You give some results. So we will be first handling descriptive. So what is descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics makes use of graphs, tables, charts, and other tools for describing a certain phenomenon. And that phenomenon is displayed through a data set. All of you must be aware of mean, mode, median. All these things are known to you. We'll be revising them, but in my next lecture, I will be taking up graphs and tables and charts. So we will take up a data set, or we can just first discuss what are the different graphs, how do you put a data set into a tabular form, what are the different charts, which graphs are you aware of? कौन से ग्राफ्स आपको पता है? किसने करा ग्राफ्स को? हेलो?
बार ग्राफ, लाइन ग्राफ,
लाइन,
बार ग्राफ,
बार, yes.
Histograms.
spider web kind
Pie
of
charts.
Pie charts. So do you know how to draw them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So next lecture will just be a revision. So how do you plot?
We have an x-axis and we have a y-axis.
Y.
We take units for both of them respectively.
No,
and
if you use some through computer, how do you do it?
And we can do it on Word and Excel. So we make a table and then we specify which axis will describe
Excel.
what.
In Microsoft Excel, you can have graphs and charts.
Ma'am, in Excel, we feed all the data that on x-axis what we want to display and on y what we want to display, and it automatically converts it into a chart in Word file.
हाँ, yes, वो तो Word में तो चला ही जाएगा ना. First you do it in Excel. So can you have all graphs in Excel?
Yes, I have used like pie and line charts and bar graphs in in Word file and in Excel.
Okay. But you see, in Excel, you have to feed raw data. Raw data means all observations. Like if we do it manually for histogram, we then generally make a frequency distribution table. But in Excel, you have to put in all the values and then it does it for you, histogram also. You can make histogram also in Excel. Next time we'll take up some example, put it in Excel, and then we'll see how graphs are made. And we can also conclude about a data set by looking at the shape of the histogram. That also we can do. Pie charts are very common actually. Bar charts and pie charts, they're very common in newspapers, you find bar diagrams, we call them bar diagrams or pie charts. Everywhere you see them. And even when you study for this CAT or entrance for MBA, you have to know how to read them, how to interpret these charts or pie charts, all that. And other statistical tools, this again has many, many things in it. So we have just written other statistical tools. Now, what is inferential statistics? You see, you have a statement. You want to validate it. It's not just that you make a statement. Like I make a statement that average number of smokers in Chandigarh is so much. I just give a statement. Or I can say proportion of people who in Chandigarh is this much. I've just made a statement. I don't know what is the real figure. So inferential statistics tries to validate my statement. What will be done? A sample is taken. So suppose I make this statement only for males. There might be females also who are smoking in Chandigarh, but only for males if I make, then we take a sample of males. We see how many are smoking, and then we can just validate that through statistical procedures. Validation is also very important actually. Whenever any business manager is making a statement, he should check for the validity. And that is done through statistical tools only. And the book that, Hanji. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, I wanted to ask one thing.
Hanji.
Ma'am, when we calculate like in financial analysis, calculate PE ratio or debt to equity ratio, so descriptive or this inferential?
You see, that is just calculation. Okay. PE ratios formulas are not statistical formulas. They are just ratios. You are PE ratios. We don't have any such term in statistics. They come from finance. So they are financial formulas. They are not statistical formulas. Okay. And this doesn't come under descriptive or inferential. This is a different thing. When you calculate financial ratios, you're just you're dividing something by something. It's just division. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
PE ratio is price equity ratio? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, price to equity ratio.
Price to equity, na? So you are
No, price to earning ratio.
Yeah? Hello?
Price to earning ratio.
Achha, price to earning, sorry.
PE ratio is price to earning ratio.
Yes, price to earning ratio. So, actually, I'm not a finance person. So, but those are financial ratios. Okay, so they are different from these concepts.
Okay.
Whenever you want any ratio, अब ratios कैसे find out करते हो आप? दो चीजों का ratios है, price, earning. So you are dividing price by earning. ऐसे ही कर रहे हो ना? वो मैथमेटिक्स आ रहा है उस रेशो में. जब आप वो रेशो डिफाइन कर रहे हैं तो कोई स्टैटिस्टिकल टूल नहीं यूज हो रहा है, बेसिक मैथमेटिक्स यूज हो रहा है. एंड दिस इज द बुक which we will be following most of the times. Statistics for Management. There is a new edition actually, 8th edition. And this is by Levin, Rubin, Siddiqui and Rastogi. Earlier edition was by these two authors, Levin and Rubin. But now 2 more authors have been added to this book. If you want, you can buy this book. It will be better because then it will be easier to refer to the data sets. We can't write data sets in the class. So we can just refer to those data sets and then explanations can be there. And this book is available on Amazon. आज तो रेट भी कम आ रहा है उसका. Because the price at which I ordered, उससे I think 100 rupees कम आ रहा है आज. And check Flipkart also, if you want to buy it. Today it's I think 590 something कुछ दे रहा है, 590. Amazon ना. Market का तो I don't know because Amazon पे है ये book. So it will be better if you people buy it. If you can get it from market, then it will be easy for you because you will have it in next 1 or 2 days. Amazon will take 1 week. Up to you, whatever you want to do. Even if you don't want to buy it, it's up to you. There's no forcing that you have to buy the book. So actually this is all I wanted to say about this, but I just want to show you another thing. See, as I told you, let's see this. Look at this supermarket relocation. Can you see my screen? Hello? Hello?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is
Yes,
visible?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You can see.
Okay. You see, if you look at the left-hand side, this table, this is for an opinion poll. Actually, this book is by some English author. So his examples are for, this is not that book by the one I was mentioning there, because I haven't got that book yet. I'll get it in a day or two.
Madam, actually your slide is being shared, so you can share another file. That is your previous slide presentation.
That is being done. Okay, just a minute. I have to, I think, stop sharing first.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And then I can again share. Then I can again share. I can't see that actually. Why is it not sharing? I think now it's okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look at this table. This table is giving the opinion poll in some assembly elections. Old ones, dates are given. These are the sample sizes. Sample sizes means the number of persons who were, whose opinion was taken. Then these are 4 parties actually. They are not Indian parties. So what are the voting intentions? 47% want to vote for lab, 26% want to vote for PC, 14% want to vote for this conservative party, then liberal, Democrat. So these are the percentages. Polling company's name is given and poll type is given phone. So this table is just showing the percentages of the voting intentions of the voters for a particular assembly election. Now, if I come to the right hand side, see supermarket relocation. As I was telling you that location of a showroom also matters. Now they want to, there is a supermarket and they want to relocate themselves. Read the second para. This says about 9 months previously, the chain opened a supermarket in a new location. And this turned out to be a financial disaster. And company was forced to close the store with a huge loss. Money and prestige. So when company has to close a store, then the company's prestige is also at stake. So then they had used the judgment of the management team in reaching a decision. Now they wanted to develop a model for prediction if a new store in a new location would be successful. Now what do they wanted to see for all this? They had detailed records about all the stores. What was that? Average weekly turnover, size of the store, location, availability of car parking, and presence of competitors' supermarkets in the vicinity. Company also felt that number of people living within a 10-minute drive to shop area around the supermarket and their social demographics would be important. So many factors are now affecting their decision whether the people who live in the vicinity of that supermarket, what is their social class, whether they will get parking, what will be the size of the store, what will be the location will depend upon how this thing, that whether person will be able to drive within a short time and what is their social status. So they had been in contact with the Market Research Institute. My idea to show you this example is that all these things mattered. And come to the last para now. Some graphs showing the relationships between the weekly turnover and size of the shop, people living within a 10-minute drive, percentage of families in the classes of 10-minute drive, or whether or not there is a competing supermarket. See these graphs. First graph is between selling area, like square meters, what is the area of the shop, and the turnover. So a graph, two-dimensional, these dots placed, and this is the line which goes through this. So this is showing that there is a positive relationship between the area and the turnover. This again shows catchment area population, whether there are many people around that locality, and turnover, that also had a positive relationship. But proportion of social class families in catchment area and turnover, this was not very positive. This was, so social class did not matter much for the turnover, but area and catchment area population mattered. And if this is the turnover, no competitor, and there is a competitor. See, this white line is the median of the turnover. Median, when there is a competitor, it is smaller than the median when there is no competitor. So that means the area in which there is a competitor will give less turnover for the supermarket. So by looking at these graphs, one could base the decision regarding the location of the supermarket. So they should prefer that area where catchment area population is more There is no competitor in the nearby actually, and they should keep their showroom with more area. It should be big. You see, in pandemic, people are going to only those shops which have more area, because there can be social distancing. So that is also helpful in these days, having more area. Those shops are at advantage. People don't go enter those small shops. Then these financial indices. Now, which type of graph is this? Here percentage change over 12 months. ये line ही है एक तरह से curve, you can say a line graph has been slightly curved. So this index keeps on changing, then comes down, slight increase, then like this. So you can plot graphs for financial indices. And here also, they have for different countries, Japan, France, USA, Italy. So comparing 4 countries over different years. ये थोड़ा पुरानी figures हैं, because the book I have picked up, it shows data which is old. So you can have these type of line diagrams. Then official statistics. What is official statistic? Come to the last but one paragraph. This is different language. This is French. So official statistics in Italy. Official statistics such as these are used by governments to make policy decisions. You see, even in India, we have a Ministry of Statistics. It's called MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So that collects all official statistics. So these can be used by trade unions. These can be used by political and social commentators, can be used by academics, can be used for comparing countries and regions, and for comparing current with the past. So official statistics also helps the government, political parties, business houses a lot. So we have statistics in type of official statistics as well. They have given a site for UK, but we have for India also MOSPI, mospi.nic.in. You can find lot of data sets there. Then there are school tables, hospital tables, data pertaining to hospitals, like these are for schools, different schools, type of the school, entry policy, gender, like that. So you can have tables, and this again is actually this type of plot is called a scatter plot. You are plotting one percentage of 15 years old who achieved these grades against the average point score. So there is a positive relationship. When you have this type of scatter plot going from left bottom to top right, this type, there is positive relationship. We'll be discussing it later, but such graphs also help you. So this graphs, correlation, linear regression, estimation. So I think this is all I had to say. Anybody wants to ask anything? Have you noted the name of the book?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So next time we will be discussing
Yes, ma'am.
how to handle it. Okay. Handle a data set, how to put it in graphical form, and time or day will be fixed by the college. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just 1 second. Madam, please transfer the control.
How can I do that?
You click at my icon, and there are some 3 dots. So click at 3 dots.
Which icon, sir?
My pick icon, which I am being displayed.
Acha.
Click at the 3 dots.
Student, one student is asking for admit now.
You can admit. I will check that student. No problem. You can admit. Sometimes the student might have come and then exit because maybe some problem of bandwidth.
3 dots I can't see.
You just place cursor at my picture. Place the cursor.
वही करा है मैंने. That's what I have done.
Okay. Are you able to see mute or 3 dots?
Mute, stop video.
No.
3 dots तो मेरे पास नहीं आ रहे.
Okay.
आप कंट्रोल खुद नहीं वापस ले सकते?
नहीं. No problem. Okay. Not an issue, madam. Now,
madam, those 3 dots.
Just 1 second, madam. Just after the thanks session, so you can end this session. Right? There is no problem at all. So, students, now who will be delivering the vote of thanks? Yes, Yamini.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, on behalf of all the students. Thank you for giving such an insight into the business statistics. And thank you so much for sparing your time and coming into this part.
Thank you, Yamini.
Thank you very much, madam. We are so grateful that you have spared time for us. And
actually, real teaching will start from the next lecture.
Yes, ma'am. Now you can end the session, madam. And
but I can't see those 3 dots about which you are talking. Maybe it is the host.
You can click at my students. Now you can exit. All the students can now exit. Yes. Just 1 second, madam. They are exiting now. Yes. Sugandha, you can also exit. Madam, are you able to see me?
Yes, sir.
So you put your cursor at my picture.
Sir, yes.
And there are some, are you able to see 3 icons or something that you can click?
3 dots मेरे पास कहीं नहीं है. See, I'm getting mute, stop video, security, participants, chat, share screen, record, reactions.
Okay, actually you are exactly seeing at the bottom of the screen, but you just click at my photograph, my icon.
Sir, वही कर रही हूँ सर.
अच्छा, उसमें ये आ रहा है.
ये नहीं आ रहा.
Just 1 second.
पोस्ट के बाद आता होगा.
Just 1 second, madam. Just 1 second.
मुझे आप ये जो वर्कशॉप वाली बात कर रहे थे,
जी मैडम।